Chapter 3 of Angel of the Andes, by the story of St. Rose of Lima by Mary, Fabian, Windeatt. The Secret. There was a great deal of happiness in Rose's heart when she finally left the church. At last she was a soldier of Jesus Christ. From now on she could grow up with the help of 4 wonderful sacraments. And my name really is Rose now, Mother. Maria de Oliva smiled. That's right, she said. The good Archbishop gave it to you himself. So it wouldn't be Isabel any more. Rose smiled and took her mother's hand. What a wonderful place the world was. How good it was to be alive, with all the 3 persons of the most blessed Trinity in one soul. Then, quite suddenly, the smile faded from the girl's face. Below her, in the great open Plaza of Kivi, dozens of brightly dressed Indians were gathered menacingly and calling out names. "Look at the Christians," they shouted. "They think their God is in the church." "Christians, Christians," jeered the others. "Such fools." Rose stared in amazement. Could it be possible that these people were making fun of her? "Are they talking about us, Mother?" Maria nodded. "Wretched pagans. They don't know any better. Come along, Rose, before they start any real trouble. Upon my word, such a thing would never happen in Lima. At least we have some law and order there." Mother and daughter went quickly down the church steps. But before they could reach the bottom, a great roar went up from the crowd. Archbishop Turribius had come to the open door of the church and now stood looking down at the people in the plaza. Her face was pale and sad. "My children, why do you act this way?" he cried sorrowfully. "Haven't you heard that only Christians worship the true God? That he is waiting for you now here in this church? That he will make your souls as white and clean as the snow on the Andes?" "Ah!" shrieked an old man. "You're a Spaniard, a big-nosed Spaniard. We don't like you. Go away from our town." "Big-nosed Spaniard," sang a group of children, and the mob took up the cry, "Big-nosed Spaniard, go away from our town." Rose could hardly believe her ears. The whole plaza was now filling with Indians, laughing and making fun of the good Archbishop. One woman took her market basket and put it on her head as though it were a mitre. Immediately those around bowed to the ground and made the sign of the cross as she pretended to bless them. Standing on the church steps, Archbishop Turribius watched the hubbub in silence. Father Francis, who had followed him outside, shook his head. "I've tried so hard to convert them, Your Excellency. Alas, what is to be done? Kivi is only one town in these mountains. There are dozens of others, all filled with Indians who insist that their God is the sun. They make golden images of the sun and worship them day and night." The Archbishop nodded. His face was suddenly stern, and Rose trembled as she saw him advance down the steps toward the jeering throng. His hand was not raised in the usual blessing. Instead, it pointed to heaven in a terrifying way. "Disgraceful ones," cried the Archbishop. "No more than 3 years will your town be spared from destruction. No longer than that will you live to insult the servants of God." "Ha, ha!" cried the people, joining in a circle to dance around the Archbishop. "Our God is the sun," they chanted. "Our holy city is Cusco. You Spaniards have stolen our gold and silver. We have no faith in what you tell us." Rose and her mother made their way fearfully around the edge of the crowd in the plaza and entered the street leading to their house. They could still hear the shouts and insults of the Indians, but the mocking faces were gone. There was only the memory of the scene and of the frightening words the Archbishop had spoken. As the weeks passed, Rose thought often about her confirmation day. Little by little, her heart was filled with an urge to do something for the ignorant souls of the Indians. But what? She was only 11 years old and a girl. Ferdinand had been right. Men and boys could go out into the world and be useful. But what did the future hold for a Peruvian girl? Marriage, maybe, or the religious life. "I don't want either of them," thought Rose. One day an idea came to her. Probably it had been in the back of her mind ever since she had been very young, but the problem of the pagan Indians had brought it into the open. "If I can't do great deeds, I can try to do little ones well," she told herself. "I can be patient about little troubles and offer them to God the Father in union with those his son had in this world. That way, they will have merit, and perhaps I can even save a soul or two." This was a wonderful idea. As Rose grew older, she never forgot about it. Forgot it. If she had cut her finger, for instance, she would make a fuss about it. She wouldn't make a fuss about it. A cut finger had little importance in itself, but it could mean a great deal if she offered the pain to God. "I'll give him all my happiness, too," she thought. "I'll give him everything." So the days passed. Rose didn't tell anyone of her secret, but Ferdinand, who was the closest of all her brothers and sisters, suspected something. "What makes you so happy?" he asked curiously. "Is it because you like living in Kivi, Rose? Is that why you're always singing when you think no one hears you?" Color flooded the girl's face. "Maybe," she smiled. Ferdinand looked at his sister sharply and started to whittle a piece of wood. "If you like Kivi so much, perhaps I'd better not spoil things. Last night, though, after Father got home from the mine, I heard something. Can you guess what?" Rose sat very still. Here was a chance to offer yet another small sacrifice to God. Unsatisfied curiosity was a little thing in itself, but when it was added to the sufferings of Jesus, it suddenly took on great value. It could help some unknown sinner. It could release a soul from purgatory. Ferdinand stopped carving his piece of wood. "What's the matter with you?" he asked sharply. "You've got the funniest look on your face, Rose, just as though you were praying. Aren't you interested in what Father said?" Rose smiled. "Of course I'm interested. I'm sorry if you were thinking I wasn't paying attention." "Oh, it's all right. I just wanted to tell you we're going back to Lima soon, the whole lot of us." "Back to Lima?" "Yes, Father doesn't like it at the silver mine. He says a lot of Indians die there every day because they have to work too hard. Worse than that, some of the children are starving because the mine owners won't give the people enough food. Things are going from bad to worse." Those were Father's own words. Tears came into the girl's eyes. "But it shouldn't be like that, Ferdinand. Peru really belongs to the Indians, not the Spaniards. You'd think that after taking away so much gold and silver... The boy frowned thoughtfully. "I know, but that doesn't seem to make much difference. I tell you, Rose, we should be awfully glad we're not Indians or Negroes. They just don't have a chance. Did you ever think of that?" Rose had thought about that very thing many times, but after the family returned to Lima, she pondered it even more. Without exception, the Indians and Negroes in the city streets were poor and ragged. Their children had no schooling. There was so much misery for these poor people. "Can't we do something?" she often thought. "Lord, isn't there some way I could help?" But no matter how much she prayed, the 11-year-old girl could think of no material way to help the thousands of wretched Indians and Negroes. She could only continue to offer small sacrifices to God the Father, uniting them to the sufferings of Christ on earth, and asking that he bless their natives in their poverty and ignorance. One morning, shortly after her return to Lima, Rose was in the garden behind her father's house. Recently, she had received her parents' permission to raise flowers for sale in the public market. It brought in a little money, her mother said, and the work was not too hard. Rose had remarkable skill with plants and flowers, and Gaspar's garden was flourishing as never before. "Well," said a sudden voice, is this busy young lady Rose Flores?" The girl looked up from the clumps of violets she had been setting out and scrambled to her feet. "Dr. John, why, how nice to see you." Dr. John Perez of de Zumeta set down the large package he was carrying. "Your mother said I'd find you out here. And how's my little friend after her trip to Kivi?" "Very well, thank you, Doctor." Are you sure of that?" Rose laughed gaily. "Oh, quite sure. Did you know I'm in business now, Doctor? The flower business. Yesterday some of my roses sold for a very good price at the market." Dr. John smiled and sat down on a small stone bench. "I heard that good news from Mariana. But it's not about business that I came to see you, Rose. Your mother sent me out here to have a talk with you. It seems she's a bit worried." Rose's dark eyes widened. "Worried? About me? But what have I done, Dr. John? I can't imagine." "She tells me you don't eat enough to keep a bird alive. More than that, you don't get your proper sleep because every night, when you think no one is watching you, you get up out of bed to pray." Rose blushed. I'm sorry," she said. "I didn't think anyone knew about those things." Dr. John looked down at the girl before him. You have some kind of secret, haven't you? He said kindly. Don't you want me to tell me about it? You know you can trust me. Haven't I been your friend ever since you were a baby? Rose nodded. You're so good, she said slowly. Maybe you will understand. So the man and the child sat together in the big garden. Butterflies of many colors fluttered in the sunshine, and in the thick branches of the olive trees Ferdinand's pet doves murmured gently. Well, said Dr. John, suppose you tell me what it is. Rose took a deep breath. I just want to save souls, she said, hundreds and hundreds of souls. The only way I know is by prayer and suffering. Isn't that all right, Dr. John?